two, three. One, two, three. Let's go.
All right, everybody, welcome to a very special weekend edition of TG Crypto. This is AZ Crypto, Mr. FOMO. Mr. FOMO, we have a Voyager update that I want to share with the audience. Never a dull moment in this situation. And we're going to talk about FTX and whether they really have interest. And to me, they do. FTX, this is from Pat Ackerman. Let's give the source correctly. FTX officially objects to Voyager's proposed bidding. They argue anyone should bid anytime that they want. Now, you don't see this on the screen, but the bids are supposed to be due to the 26th. And as far as we've learned, the judge has to see all the bids up to August 30th. So you got to get them in by August 26th. And the judge has to do them by August 30th. FTX does want to wait around. And they don't want the 3% breakup free. They think the committee should have a say. Right now, the committee's not really seeing these because it's got to go through the judge. But let's turn it over to you. I'm going to say really quickly my piece. I think this shows that Sam still has interest and he has not made his final play just yet. And for everyone in Voyager, I know this is not the most popular sentiment, but I think Sam buying the platform long-term would be very good. I'm going to explain why after you give your point of view really quickly.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. I think it shows that he definitely has interest in the platform. But I think he has interest in the platform for all the wrong reasons. And I don't think that the most people will be helped if he takes over the platform the way he's proposing, because it gets rid of the VGX token. There are a lot of people who were holding VGX on the platform. And if you get rid of that, there are a lot of people that had a lot of hopes and dreams, and you know, the two of us at least thousands of coins. So in that light, I don't think that that's the best for everybody, because I think that he's sort of in this moment, he's leveraging his position. That's why he wants everything done quickly. At least that's the way I'm seeing it. And so he leveraged his position before. He was trying to cut them off at their knees. He's trying to take, you know, the customers and the crypto and leave them with basically the Voyager team and all their debt. It's basically like, you know, somebody being gangrenous in their legs, and you cut them off at the legs and leave them the brain and the gangrenous parts and go, okay, make that live. It's just not going to work. It basically destroys Voyager, destroys the token, and it leaves him with all the best pieces in the end. And it really, when you look at it, it really benefits him. So I think, as much as I'd like to have my money back, I'd also like to see us go through this bidding process, because I'd like to see what else is out there. I'd like to see who else is maybe throwing some money at us, and who else might be willing.
Well, let me throw this at you. The likelihood of someone having more money than Sam in this bidding process is very low. And to be honest with you, hate to say it, us being 100% whole is probably far-fetched. So let's say Sam.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so let me make my point really quickly. Let's say Sam gets everyone up to 80% whole, and he does buy the platform. I think that's important. So we'll throw VGX to the side right now. Imagine if stocks are added. Imagine if lending is added for the customer, and longs and shorts, if it's done in a healthy manner. that's the key part. If it's an all-in-one platform and you have access to 100 plus coins like before, that's something that Coinbase is not going to offer anytime in the near future. It blows away Robinhood. So you get the ease and the selection of the Voyager platform with FTX. Now, you're saying Voyager, the VGX token would be destroyed. I'm not ready to go that far, and here's why. We're going to talk about one of the coins that we really should have been talking about a long time ago on the show, BNB. But the FTT token is not available in the US. So Sam does not really have a utility token right now in the United States. that's a revenue generator that brings in, you know, customers for him. So I'm
Right.
not giving up on him. I'm not giving up on him. Not using, if he does buy it, not just not buying the platform, but also not making use of VGX. I think it's too
I don't
early to make those
I
conclusions.
don't think that I'm giving up on it, but what he said, the proposal that he put forward to the public does not offer anyone any sort of plan for VGX moving forward. And like I said, it takes the customers, it takes the crypto. But my question is, does that automatically give him the ability to sell all of those new tokens and coins that he gets? And I'm not so sure.
Yeah, no. If he takes over the
Automatically,
platform, I've spoken to people that have access to higher ups in Voyager. If he takes over the platform, he will have access to those tokens to offer. Okay, anyone that buys the platform, as long as it's okayed by the judge, and they have the money, they can take over operations. So absolutely, he will be the offer
so
all those tokens.
it expands what he can offer, but I don't. He never explicitly gave out any sort of indication that he had a plan for VGX moving
No,
forward.
no, no, no.
And
He
that's
did
what I'm
not.
responding to. I just don't think that
But if he,
what
but if
he's
he,
proposed shows us what we would like to
but
see.
if he purchases the platform and he sees that it could be a revenue generator, he's going to use it. That's
Oh
my
yeah, I
opinion.
think if
I
he
could
can
be
turn it
wrong.
into his FTT US token, then absolutely. If he can give it some utility after that, absolutely. Then I have no objections. Then it's when can we get started, right? But
Yeah.
again, I think competition breeds success. And when you have 37 offers and maybe more by the time we get to August 26th, right? So there may be
Hmm.
people that throw their hat in the ring. Competition breeds success, and I think that might push for a better offer, and maybe that will chill. What he's doing right now does chill the bidding process. So
Okay, so
we'll
we
see.
want to give our viewers some key dates here. August 26th, when all the bids are due. By August 30th, the judge has to see all of them, and the goal is to have a buyer in place by September 7th, and the judge would like everything wrapped up completely by November 23rd, if possible. So if we don't have a buyer September 8th, then it's time to get a little bit worried. But until then, let's see what happens. Let's try to stay positive. For me, I still think Sam buying this, and the key is he has to buy the platform. Okay, and I think it could be a good thing. Yeah, getting 100% whole would be amazing. We just don't want to give our viewers that have
Well,
money
yeah, I
in
mean,
there unrealistic expectations.
I'm giving that pie in the sky, right? 100% whole and a plan for VGX, right? At the end of the day, that's highly unlikely.
But if he's offering crypto, and stocks and lending and possibly leverage trading, there's an all-in-one platform that no one's going to beat.
Yes,
So
yes,
let's hold
you're
on to that
absolutely
thought.
correct.
But let's
And
talk about a coin.
he steals from, like we talked about before, he steals from Webull and Robinhood. So I think that builds for him.
Let's talk about a coin that we should have been talking a long time ago, and that coin is no other than BNB, which is the lifeline for Binance. And Mr. FOMO, you didn't know this until I spoke to you, but BNB is pushing almost, it's crazy, pushing almost 300 right now. Now, the thing about BNB, all-time high, well over 600, right? You saw that, the 675. This is a token that was once below 10 cents. And you see, 2017, 2022. But look, it's actually held fairly well compared to some of the other things. At 295, you might say, yeah, it's lost half, but it hasn't lost 80 or 90% from the all-time high. And what I want to share, which is amazing here, is all the use case that BNB has. So obviously, you know that Binance has their own ecosystem, right? Okay. You can use it for trading. But if you're on Binance, which is a huge international exchange, you use it for the transaction fees. And it gives you a lot of discounts. And you can't use Binance without the BNB coin. You can use it for credit card payments. You can use it for payment processing. You can even use it for travel arrangements, entertainment, investment, loans and transfers. That's utility, real utility. And that's the reason that BNB has held up so well. And that's the reason why I believe, I truly do, that BNB is a monster and it's going to push 1,000. I'm going to give you an early price target here for 2024. It's going to push up to 1,000 in the next bull run. Now, I know what you're saying. We gave that crazy price predictions for Luna, just like everyone else that blew up in our face. But this is not a Luna situation. I don't think BNB is going anywhere anytime soon. Unless something crazy happens to Binance, which is the #1 international. Basically, right now it's FTX and Binance for world domination. Coinbase, yes, they have a lot of customers in the US. I really don't see them as the long-term option. I think as crypto evolves, Coinbase is going, unless they really change the way they operate, Coinbase is going to lose a lot of customers, and Robinhood just doesn't offer enough crypto. So they'd really have to ramp it up. So I really think it's going to be a race. It's going to be a race between FTX and Binance. I love Binance, the Binance coin for 2024. Not financial advice, but this is something that if you're not into, seriously consider DCAing in over the next year and a half. Again, not financial advice. Don't put in more than you can lose. But this is a token. This to me would be a top 3 token. We're going to do our bear market draft soon, sometime early fall. And this to me would be one of my top picks. I mean, I think we did our audience a disservice by not talking about this coin earlier. We haven't talked about it very much, but I love this coin over the next year and a half.
And there's 2 things about it. The strength, I love that you pointed that out. The strength that it's shown when other coins have fallen down 80 to 90%, this one has fallen down sort of the same range as Bitcoin, right? As far as percentage wise is concerned. So I love the strength in it. And the one thing we always talk about on this channel is utility. This coin has utility, right? You've got to have it to function on their chain, on their exchange. So you've got to have it, right? People have to hold it. They need it in order to move, in order to get what they want. I love that kind of utility in a coin. You're right. I can't believe that we haven't talked about this before. But one thing I want to say about lending, I hope that these exchanges that are getting into lending are doing it responsibly. I hope that they're doing it in DeFi, highly collateralized loans. We saw what happened with Voyager. So, and we also saw that through all of this, DeFi has not had the same problems as CeFi or TradFi when it comes to loaning money, right? Because it's all highly collateralized. So if it's highly collateralized, the person who loaned out the money gets their money back. Nobody's really hurt, right? That's what I'd like to see these companies doing. If they're loaning out money and they're doing it without collateral or with low collateral, you're gonna end up in a situation where you have holes in your balance sheet. Will they end up in a Voyager or Genesis or Celsius or anything like that kind of situation? Probably not, because they're both so big. But I'd like to see them doing it the right way.
Yeah, and just a side note, Binance US pays to use that name. It's not technically run by Binance, so just be aware of that. But you go to PancakeSwap, you're using the BNB token. So a lot of those projects are very dangerous, but that shows you the utility. You have to have it in that ecosystem. So it's probably one of the most powerful coins in crypto, minus ETH and BTC. And again, really, before we leave, we're not going to talk a lot about this. BTC is doing well. I would be very careful to FOMO in, as Mr. FOMO's name suggests. Be careful. Yes, we could have another green month in August, but I still think we're in a bear. I think at some point the party stops. We go back to some darkness before we really see some good times. 2023, late into 2024. Not financial advice, but be very careful that you don't FOMO in and then you don't find yourself trapped when the bear reintroduces itself at some point. I don't think I mean, maybe we've hit bottom, maybe we haven't. It's hard to say, but I don't think it's straight up from here. I really don't.
Right.
Not
If
at
you're
all.
in a trade, make sure that you take profits when you can.
Oh yeah.
Scary times.
Yeah. So guys, look at BNB. Not financial advice, but that is something that definitely should be on your radar. We're going to give you some more great coins. And as always, we will keep you updated 100% on everything that happens with Voyager. For Mr. FOMO, this is AZ Crypto. Have a great day.
See ya.